Salve, amice, and welcome. Today we are in John chapter 3, taking a look at the rest of verse 26 and finishing off verse 27 as well. Here is a rubric, everything that we're looking at as before, not add, we'll also add, I suppose. As we go through this text, that was awkward. Let's go ahead and get started. Ecce hic baptizet zat, et omnes veniunt ad eum. Respondit Ioannes et dixit, non potest homo accipere, quicquam nisi fuerit, ei datum de caelo. And there we go. Now we're going to first read a little bit of what we translated previously from verse 26 so we have the context of our thing. Rabbi, who was with you across the Jordan to whom you yourself gave witness? And not as a question. Ecce we've seen beforehand a couple different times. This is sort of as a demonstrative. It's just pointing out something. It's an exclamation. It means look or behold. Hic comes from hic, hac, hoc. This is clearly the nominative singular masculine form. This, and we want to look ahead. Do we have a noun for it to point to? Nope. Got a new verb right there, so a different clause. Baptizat is our verb right here. There's nothing for this to point to, so we're going to have to include the word one or man. Baptizat. AT right there. That's going to be our third person singular. Baptizat of our present stem as a first conjugation verb. It is active and it is indicative. It means baptizes. And veniunt, we have I, U, and T. I as the connecting vowel for this verb. If it were the perfect tense, which we often have as a confusion for this one, because when it is the present form and when it is the perfect form. If we're the perfect tense, we would expect erunt, but since we do not have the ER between the stem and the UNT, we know this is actually going to be present tense. It's a fourth IO. So third plural present, active, indicative, ad eum into the clause. That's a prepositional phrase. We'll deal with that in a minute. Looking back, omnes. Es here could be nominative or accusative plural. Since we want a nominative plural, and when it doesn't take an object, that makes the most sense here. All, since we don't have a noun for it to modify, we can insert the word people. Come, odd plus accusative, singular and masculine from is id. To him. 27, respondit, it as our ending right there. This one is another one of those verbs. It's a third conjugation, I think. We can't tell whether it's present or perfect. We've seen it a few times before, so I'm only going to note that. Probably going to be perfect, since that's what this one normally is. Ioannes es here, standing in for eta sigma, is our nominative subject form. We've seen a few times before. Et and dixit, we've got the X right there. We've seen this form before many times. It's perfect tense, said. So since this one is perfect, it makes even more sense that this one would be perfect. So I'm going to underline that. But we won't know properly until we take a look at the Greek. Entering direct quote, and that reminds me that I forgot to close the quote right there. Okay, now we're good. Non. So we've got a negative verb, potest, est, that's going to be our third person singular, present from possum, active and indicative. Homo, nominative singular, masculine. This is the only form in this word that appears that way, so we know immediately what it is. Man is not able. Accipere. The RE right here tells us that this is going to be an infinitive. It's off of the present stem, so we have that I right there, and the infinitive for the perfect would be ISSE anyway. Present active infinitive. To accept or receive. Quicquam, this means anything, and it is, trying to remember exactly how we identify this. This word is something that I don't run into very often, though it's pretty common. Quicquam, well, it's going to be the accusative, anyway. Now, I don't remember if it's this first part that changes or the second part that changes. So other than accusative, I'm not going to write anything down. We'll leave a note here at the bottom of the video to give the proper identification for it. Anything. Amice, we've seen that before, unless, or if not, fuerit. Since we've got amice, we should expect a subjunctive form of the verb. So fu, our third principal part of sum with erit, this could either be the third person singular future perfect, active indicative, or the perfect active subjunctive. So we'll translate it both ways. Will have been, or has been. A, we've seen before, no need to parse that, there's not really any space either. To him. Datum, from do, dada, daddy, datum, an irregular first conjugation. That right there tells us that, and especially the T tells us that this is from the fourth principal part, making it a perfect passive participle. Should match something. And we know it's going to be a nominative singular neuter, which then leads me to believe that quicquam is also going to be neuter, and the note beforehand would have confirmed or denied that. So, nominative singular neuter perfect passive participle, meaning given. We put the having been in a bracket right here since we already have fuerit. De, prepositional phrase plus the ablative. Singular, kylum, kyli, neuter. End of our prepositional phrase. Down from, or from, which is not spelled that way. Heaven. Or the sky. Most likely heaven, though. All right, there we go. Now let's take a look at it in its own context, and then from verse 25. Look, this man baptizes, and all people come to him. John responds or responded and said, man is not able to accept or receive anything unless it will have been or has been given to him down from or from heaven. From makes more sense. I'm going to go ahead and underline that really strangely spelled. From. Now from verse 25. Therefore, inquiry, investigation, question happened from disciples of John with Jews about purification. And they came to John and said to him, Rabbi, who was with you across Jordan, to whom you yourself gave witness? Not as a question, this is just a statement. Look, this one baptizes, and all people come to him. John responds or responded and said, man is not able to accept or receive anything, if not, unless it has been or will have been given to him from heaven. There we go. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope taking a look at this has been helpful for you, and I hope that you have a very good day. Wale. Hey, not asleep yet? That's okay. I've got tons of other equally sleep-inducing videos for you to watch. Check them out.